everyone, welcome to FARROWT READZ. I'm a little excited because I am doing my first full moon reading for the collective, which means anyone that crosses this video I'm inviting in. And it was a little unexpected. I'm beginning my new journey on this YouTube. I've been on my spiritual awakening path. It's challenging. There's obvious, strong emotional highs and lows. And it feels good knowing I'm not the only one experiencing this. And it's nerve-wracking beginning a new project, working so hard. And I'm finally beginning to feel comfortable finding my voice and how I express it and accepting I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And I appreciate and very grateful and thankful for the viewers that have come across my channel and have liked it, have subscribed. It's beyond my belief. When I actually checked, I guess I actually got the courage and looked, and I was flabbergasted. But also what comes with that is a lot of judgment, and it's part of the reason why I never told any of my friends or family about what I was creating in this channel, because the people that are closest to you and know you best feel that it's okay, and to put any kind of criticism or judgment because they feel like it's coming from a loving place. But how do they know when they're not even working on it? They've never attempted any project at hand like this. And that may be what you all are experiencing as well. Someone that's not even doing a project that you're beginning all on your own, that you've researched and you've gained knowledge in, and you're learning from your mistakes and going to a complete unknown, and then someone you love and trust is coming in telling you how to do it when they're not even in the arena. Well, that's part of it. And it's always going to be a part of it, because that's our challenges and what triggers us in our emotions. So getting into this reading for us, next month, I promise, I will do a pick a pile with 3, maybe 4, maybe I could build up to 4 piles now that I'm finally getting comfortable and finding my voice, and it's easier and easier for me to get on camera now. And I'm feeling more confident, even though I stumble a little. Just knowing there's actual messages that do resonate. And I do practice my cards a lot. And there's a lot of dark messages. And my challenge right now is trying to take those dark messages and how do I inspire you? I'm listening to spirit guides. I'm listening to ascended masters, divine light. And sometimes I still feel like the cat got your tongue. I can't get my words out. It's because I still feel fear, judgment. I still feel the fear of people jumping ship, and it's irrelevant. Now I have an understanding that you all are on a similar journey in a different context in your own ways. And I wish I knew about it detail-wise, but I know that's impossible. All I can do is transmit my love and hope and provide some resonation through the messages that we are all on the same pathway in achieving our personal goals, and trying to figure out how to overcome our obstacles in a positive way. And when that dark, low frequency energy is coming out of us and we can't control it, it's okay. I've experienced that many times with people I'm making new friends with, or I'm welcoming into my life. And it's part of the reason I do not want to show my visible face, because a lot of people tell me that I'm such a baby face and I'm so young. And I do have a lot of life experience, and it's troubling and sometimes frustrating because I am judged like, a book by its cover. You don't know me until you actually try to engage and speak with me. And I don't know anybody else unless I do the same. So upon first meeting, I'm always perceived as this sweet, loving, innocent young girl. But in actuality, I'm on the verge of having a teenager. I've been abandoned in my life. I've overcome obstacles. I've been through very much deep, deep darkness, and I've experienced heart-trembling, heartbreaking betrayal. And part of this channel is displaying and showing and being vulnerable, allowing an audience to come and see me from my stumbles from the beginning and growing with me, learning with me, to see how far I've come. And I can only hope that eventually you all will start engaging and sharing your stories with me as well. I would love to hear, and if anyone's aspiring healer, light worker, counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist, any of those healing fields, and you haven't even got your foot in the door yet, I would love to hear about the beginning of your journey. Time, I believe, is an illusion. And it doesn't matter how old you are or how slow you evolve. It's a step within your own alignment in your journey. And I think that is beautiful, and we all bloom in our own different ways. And in the beginning, when I was first going to school, it took me like 9 years. And people would make fun of me, like, you're still haven't graduated? No, I haven't. I work full time, and I work 2 hours away from school and my job. And I get burned out. Unlike you, who live with your parents and have a full ride, and you don't have to worry about money, and you always have support and love, something I didn't have. And it's not that they were being insensitive. It's just that they didn't realize that their struggles and troubles were not the same as mine. And I did persevere. And you will too. And so I was so very excited when this was the card I pulled for the reading regarding the full moon today. The full moon in Aquarius, the Sturgeon full moon. I just discovered about the sturgeon that it can live for like 140 years, a fish. I'm not a fisherman, so that was surprising to me. Okay, hopefully that's the last time I had to pause. Like I said, I think I was talking about my son and my baby face, but I have a bunch of kids, so my youngest one kept waking up. Usually the card shuffling and my voice is soothing to her, but this time she keeps waking up. So, on with the read. I was so excited because I pulled Luna, the moon. What a blessing. However, is it a blessing? Because it really does, it's a representation of, the changing tides, very cyclical. There's good and bad parts about it, but come on, what's really bad about the moon? It brings out all our passion, our subconscious thoughts, our strong emotions. That's why it coincides. I always think of the ocean when I think of the moon, because how can something so far away have such a strong pull on something so strong as the ocean and the water? We go up and down just like the tides in our emotions. And when we're discovering something, when we're frustrated with something, our emotions are very representative of water. And there's mysteries in the moon. And it's speculated, there's aliens living on the dark side of the moon. Yeah, I don't mean to get far out like that, but I mean, it is the truth. There is speculation, and our original astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, and Buzz Aldrin, Buzz Aldrin had said when they first landed on the moon that there were entities along the crater watching them work and gather moon rocks. And he said that there's monoliths and huge structures on Mars, and this is all speculation, but it is fun to let your mind wander about it, because if we limit our thoughts, we're creating bars. We're creating a cage in our mind to limit our conscious and subconscious beliefs to logical ways of thinking. And I respect logic. I respect criticism and skepticism and being grounded. However, if we're too grounded, we can't imagine and we can't let our creativity go. And that coincides with our emotions. And it's been proven by scientists and behaviorists that the full moon does have an effect on our emotions. Unfortunately, there was that madman in the East Coast. I don't really want to pull on that, but as dark as that can be, there's a polarity in this, and it affects the consciousness of others and us. And with every reaction, there's an influence, there's a cause and effect, and there's going to be a great positive effect. We all have been low in our emotions lately, and with this full moon, with our emotions being up and down, not understanding maybe why something hasn't gone, we've invested so much, we put an intent out, and we're not reaping the rewards. Maybe that seed is just, bigger than what we think it is, and it just needs a little more nurturing, more watering, more patience. I want to go ahead and there's a contemplation I want to read. So, how am I being moody and emotionally unsettled? What has me feeling out of balance? Why do I have such huge swings in emotion? What keeps me distracted from achieving joy in higher states of consciousness? Am I like the different phases of the moon? Why do I show only one face to the world and hide the other? And what am I concealing? These are wonderful questions to reflect on when we're in a meditative or dreamlike or a daydreaming state. It's nice to ponder those kind of questions and give us a little insight in reflecting within ourselves. And once we discover that, we can release those emotions and be ready for openness and be ready to accept our new enlightenment, our new understanding, and our, I like to say, abundance, really. There's a new high frequency emotional abundance that we will be receiving. And thought it was pretty cool because then I pulled this card, Galactic Healer, move forward with an open mind. So be ready to let go. And I was just saying it, be ready for openness, for readiness. It's quite cool. Also, I don't know why I decided to pull these cards from these decks, from the Syrian Starseed Tarot and the Spirit Reading cards, or excuse me, Sacred Reading cards. This, whoever's crossing this, if you don't know about Starseed and the origins of that, you're probably unsettled. There's a curiosity about yourself that you don't know. I know I felt that when I was along my spiritual journey. I discovered being a starseed, and basically you reflect on your life and you realize you have had an affinity. I used to want to be an astronaut when I was younger. When I was like 8 or 9, I used to climb on my roof all by myself in the dark night and stare at the stars. And now, now that I'm older and I see my own children, I would freak out if I knew they were climbing on my roof in the middle of the night looking at stars. I would freak out. But I was at that age and I was doing that. I could have gotten hurt. Something, I was doing this during summertime, not when it was cold, but I was discovering, I was having an affinity of wondering where my soul came from. So if you ever have that yearning for stars and what's beyond this earth, you have an origin from out there and you're curious, then I would advise to look into that because it could heal your emotions. It could be part of why you're so up and down, because it coincides with your new journey, whatever you created, your new beginning, your new job, your new endeavor, your new project. You're getting into a new hobby and you're frustrated because you can't understand your, I hear this like with men or women that are learning how to, I think it's crochet or knit, and they're trying to teach themselves, and they even go on YouTube and they're following it exactly, and it's just not perfect like they see it demonstrated. Well, it's because you're still learning and it takes practice. And a lot of right now, you might be investigating into ancient history, getting into sacred geometry, curious about like what a download is, crystalline downloads, ley lines of the earth and how they coincide with our bodies, chakras, DNA generation or coding or mutation, any of that sorts. You could even already be in a field like that where you're involved with like biochemistry or physiology and just how do I advance? How do I keep certain genes from activating? And how do I activate the ones that I want activated or triggered? So it's a huge sign you're awakening to being a starseed. And you could be Pleiadian, Orion, Arcturian, Sirian, Andromedan, Marduk, I think. There's so many out there. And there's lots that hypnosis therapists and psychic mediums and those that identify with starseeds that really have honed their gift over years. They're still learning themselves. Shamans, I hear them admit that there are places that spiritual shamans and healers, that mediums, they just channelers, astral travelers, any of that sort, they admit many have not been discovered yet. In fact, it's like there's like a void. And if you can get past that remote void, almost like going through the desert to Las Vegas, or going through Wyoming to get to that, or like Alaska, you got to fly everywhere. Getting past the void or remoteness, and then there's like a little city like that hardly anyone knows exists. And that's the same thing as outer space, galaxies, universes, even parallel dimensions and multiverses. It's far out. It's very far out. And it's cool to investigate. And it builds your imagination. It builds your creativity. But along with that, not many want to tap into that. You know, they play around with it, they pick and choose. But you, my friend, are ready. This is your calling. However, in coming with this knowledge and discovery of yourself, it's easy to become arrogant. You know, others don't. You can be dismissive. You can also be displaying irrational behavior at this time. So I just want to acknowledge that. I love archangels. Raphael is a deep emotional and spiritual healer. You don't have to. No one has to do anything. This is just information. If your free will, we all have free will, and this is just information I'm giving you to help you. And it might help you, it might not. But Maldavite is a cool stone. If you have that, use it. Research Archangel Raphael. I personally believe he guards my back when I'm not being very loving with myself. And a cool affirmation is, I reawaken my soul's desire to learn and grow beyond existing limitations. So there's a lot of far out things out there. Take it in. Don't limit yourself. And let's see. I want to pull a couple tarot cards for us. Oops, I'll do that. It's a little hard for me to do that, but this one. Oh, a Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Swords. Okay, so basically for the next 2 weeks, we have a completion of our project. But let's see, with that full moon, with our passion, a lot of masculine energy. So okay, dokie. We got Taurian, Capricorn, and Virgo energy. So it's best to not let our emotions, our passion, our words. Swords always remind me of words. Watch your words. They could get the best of you. They could consume us. And this is strong masculine energy. And there's a hidden star right here. So it is in our favor. We keep ourselves grounded. We have our intent set. And this is a completion. We are about to level up into our next domain, if that's the appropriate word. That's the word that jumped out at me. And this is how I feel will our accomplishment be. Waterfalls in the background always gets hold of me as we mastered our emotions. We overcame our obstacles. You are that beauty. You're a princess, so you're smart, but you're aggressive. You're patient, but you can't be fooled. You're aggressive. You're smart. You're kind. You're gentle. You're wise. You got your emotions in check. You got the mountain goat. And I don't know why. The flowers as well, it's like a crown. You got nature guarding your connection to the spiritual realm. You're grounded, but you know how to connect. Even the birds in the background, there you got many aspects of the spirit realm watching you, protecting you, guiding you. This is the next couple of weeks from the full moon. This is all tangible, you're staying grounded, but in the present moment, because of the moon, high and low, move forward with an open mind. You discovered, you're coming through discovery. You're a healer. You're star seed. This may be new to you. It may not be new. But whether it's new or not, please look into information regarding that. You will find, if you look into yourself to find out curiosity about your origins from outer space, like the constellations, look up some constellations and see what jives with you, what likens you the most, what attracts you. It's a precursor to what is indicative of where you may be from. That's how I kind of discovered it. Not kind of, I did. Over and over and over. I found about Andromeda. And I remember looking back, I believe I was in high school, and I read a paragraph and saw a picture about the Andromeda galaxy. And I just thought, wow, I want to know all about that. And in an instant, I forgot about it. For years, into at least a decade, until my spiritual awakening journey earlier this year. And it was like, I remember when Andromeda passed me. Well, I'm still looking into it. And this is a cool reading because it's earth, grounding, energy, and right here in our face. Watch your emotions. Because 10 and 10, you're complete. And you're about to go into that night, that page. You're already in the princess, that feminine coinciding with the loon, that energy. You can control its hidden emotion subconsciously. You're guided. You got your spirit guides. You're connected to divinity, source. Just watch your passion, because masculinity sometimes, it's ego. And I had a problem with this the other day. A guy had to put a muzzle on it. And it probably took me back a couple steps, and that's okay. I take responsibility. It's all about taking responsibility so we could continue with our tangible rewards for our projects, whatever we're working on that's new, and accelerating to the next. Quirt. Beautiful. So I hope this reading, you enjoyed it. If you liked, hit that like button, hit subscribe. So next month during the full moon, or hey, if I'm that confident and I feel that successful and encouraged within myself, I'll probably do pick-a-piles, pick-a-cards for the new moon in a couple weeks. And love and light to you all. See you next time. Don't forget to comment, hit like, hit subscribe. If not, just check me out next time.